Mission Impossible, Fast and Furious.
That's like, okay, I'll pick Mission because I think they're more valuable for the art form.
Sure.
But that really is like steak or chicken nuggets.
I'd rather have steak. Are you saying it's an impossible question?
But yeah, but sometimes
can I have a steak?
Hey man, but sometimes chicken nuggets, fucking all.
Oh, our banger. Yeah. No, I get it. I get
so
it.
like,
And that
Depends on your mood.
Yeah.
It's a mood.
because they both are
Gotcha.
heisty movies, but like Mission Impossible is like a straightforward competency porn kind of thing, and Fast and Furious is like
Incompetency porn.
yeah,
I want to see someone be really bad at
it's basically superheroes jumping out of planes
Yeah.
and stupid.
This episode brought to you by Haribo Happy Cola.
Haribo? Is it Haribo or Haribo?
Haribo Happy Cola.
Two O's.
Haribo? Haribo?
Haribo.
Haribo.
Hey, are we
What's
live?
up to all our fellow sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Geek Nation? And thank you for tuning in to one of what I'm told is the longest running pop culture and comic book podcast in the world. Don't check it. It's right. Cultpop Podcast Live, episode 121. If you're new here,
Welcome.
this is the place where we talk about comics, movies, TVs, contact lenses the size of your entire eyeball, and all the other things that scratch that nerdy itch. Tonight, we're broadcasting to you live, I'm told. We're live? Live from YunkJunk HQ, a bomb-ass...
That was beautiful.
I stepped on your line. Tonight, we're broadcasting to you from YunkJunk HQ.
Line.
I just say YunkJunk line. Oh.
There we go.
A bomb-ass podcast studio space in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My name is Noel, your host tonight on this crazy yet very probable pop culture mission. Joining me is JD of...
Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA 19127. It's a rad-ass comic shop that gets rad stuff to rad folks like you, so come in here and buy it.
Also gracing us with her effervescent presence is co-host of the greatest podcast on the planet, I'm told. I've never listened. Whatever. What's
He
the
wrote
podcast?
this, so I didn't write that.
Inside the Morgue. Alice.
That's me. Hey.
Is there anything you want to tell anybody?
How are you feeling?
What's up?
I'm great.
Yeah?
I'm 2 beers in, guys. I'm having a good time.
2 brews in.
2 beers
I
in.
meant
Alice, 2 brews inside the morgue.
if so.
No, I don't go inside the morgue. 2 beers in.
No, but you're
You're gonna get her fired.
Go into your podcast
I do.
drunk all the
I
time.
usually grab a drink before the end of the
There we go.
podcast.
So if you should be listening to Inside the Morgue, the episode that just dropped today, apparently they play a video game.
Oh my God. I'm really bad at video games, and I also don't do well with horror video games or haunted houses. Just a fun fact, which I've also mentioned on Inside
Haunted
the Morgue.
houses are terrible.
I love horror movies.
Yeah.
And I like my spooky job. I don't like experiencing the spooky parts. Like, I don't want to live it.
Bro.
And as I said to JD before coming here, in my morgue where I work, I am the scary person holding the saw.
Bro, I'm down.
I'm not being chased by somebody with a saw. I'm the one with the saw.
Love horror, all that stuff. But when it comes to like, hey, I'm going to hang out in this physical space I do not control where people will attack me. I know it's not real, but do I want to be attacked?
Yes.
I'm not down.
Yes, I
Noel
love.
still loves it.
So does
I
my
love
wife.
a spooky haunted house.
You
They're
guys
so kitschy
go.
and cheesy, and like you're never in any danger.
Well,
It's just
why?
cute.
We'll go have drinks while they go terrorize
Hell yeah.
themselves.
Yes.
And they can tell us about it afterwards. It's great. Also,
We play a spooky video game and you can watch me freak out real time. It's hilarious.
on YouTube and
On YouTube, on YunkJunk's page or at Inside the Morgue's page.
A little peek behind the sausage. She vomited afterwards.
I did. I
sausage
got
curtain.
motion sick.
Yeah.
I get motion sick very easily, and the first-person perspective of the game made me a little nauseous afterwards. I don't vomit on the podcast, so don't watch because of that.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah, I
There's
cut
like
that part out.
a little.
that's the short that'll drop later for
That's why it's so choppy because I was
it's just-
puking.
there
every
is
second.
there is a word and term for everything. There has to be some sort. If anybody looks this up, there has to be a term for people that enjoy seeing others throw up.
Oh, there's gotta be.
There's got to be, right?
Definitely.
Right?
Don't watch me. I'm not going to give you that.
Look, like and subscribe, but don't expect me to throw up all the time.
Yeah.
And you can clip that.
Close-ups of
on.
close-ups of my feet, sure.
To pay for both of those.
And if you want to throw up on feet,
That's extra.
You'll have to send a tip. Anyway, last but not least, in the booth is our expert producer, Dylan. Dylan!
Hello.
If anyone that's watching this or listening to these words or seeing it in this space, in this beautiful space with this wonderful table, you shut your face. How can they inquire to do what we do as expertly as we do it?
All you got to do is listen to my words, and my words are email me, dylan@yunkjunk.com, and let me know what you need in the world of podcasts, and we'll provide it.
Do it.
Calling an audible. Can we have that animated? Can the words jump? They're doing it, right?
Yeah, they're
doing it while I do this.
Yeah, they're doing it.
It's broadcasting. Anyway,
Brought to you by Haribo gummies.
apparently it's called Haribo.
Haribo.
Happy Cola. Anyway, tonight we continue.
Grown-ups love it. That's what it says on there.
Hey, grown-ups love it.
It does. It said kids and grown-ups.
Kids and
love it.
grown-ups. All right. Anywho.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Tonight we continue our ongoing event series, Missions Probable, a cult pop podcast special event extravaganza for all audiences to enjoy. Part five. Part 5.
Yeah.
Will we like it more or less than MI2? Only time will tell. But before we do that, we're going to hit up an email and have a fun little conversation. A gentle reminder before we really start digging in. If you're here live with us, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you're watching this later, you still do those things because it helps in the algorithm. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's with a
Nailed it.
Algorithm.
It's like a GIF and GIF thing, right? Yeah, it's algorithm.
yeah.
We love a little back and forth, so pipe up in the chat or send us emails. Cultpopgo@gmail.com. CULTPOG. Pop. I would do it.
CULTPOPGO
At
at gmail.com. Speaking of letters, we got letters.
Oh, we have
Lots and lots and lots of letters.
I
You were
always-
waiting. You were waiting
I
for me to
was,
jump in
Because you guys have threatened to not sing when I sing, so I wait
That's
until
true.
you guys start
To
and
make
then
sure.
and then I hop on.
Threats are fun.
Subject.
Threats are fun.
Yo. Since my teens, I used to buy movies like crazy on VHS, then Laserdisc, then DVD. As time went on, I gradually shed almost all of my tapes, all of my Laserdiscs, and eventually kept, but stopped buying, DVDs when streaming became a thing. A year ago, I got fed up with corporate greed attempting to rewrite the concept of ownership and shift everyone into perpetually enslaved subscriptions.
Truth.
I responded by buying movies again, a lot, at a significant pace, after discovering boutique Blu-ray shops online. I've been filling in weird gaps of favorites lost with the shedding of old formats and also buying new stuff not legally available on physical media, 2022, Hellraiser, etc.
Mhm.
I'm curious, Pink Apocalypse asks, what you all have and do when it comes to movie collections and physical media versus digital. Do you still buy stuff? Just curious. Pink.
So I know my wife's not watching this, so I could probably have an honest conversation about how much I do buy in regards to
Physical media.
and where it goes. No, it's
Hey, Sam.
She knows. She knows.
Close your eyes.
She
and
knows.
ears.
Is it because Abbott Elementary's on?
Yeah,
Knew it.
yeah.
Sam, I see
No,
you.
it's not as bad as it once was, but yeah, I still purchase physical media.
Same.
I feel like physical media is very important, especially like we've talked about the difference between streaming and I think there's a lot of pluses with streaming, but it's become oversaturated to where now it's just noise.
Yeah.
And if I want to watch something, I have 18 services, but some things just aren't available.
Yeah.
Now, if I really want something, I find it and I purchase it. And there's boutique Blu-rays are my favorite things in the world.
So hold on a second. Explain this to me. Is that the same thing as like those VHSs that we get?
No, those are bootlegs. Those are just straight up bootlegs.
Oh, okay. What's a boutique
Blu-rays
Blu-ray?
are like Witter Entertainment, which does the official VHSs. They Terror Vision is boutique Blu-ray. Arrow Video is
I see.
boutique Blu-ray.
see.
Like it's these.
So they're legit Blu-rays.
Yeah, they're real companies that
just
license these
for
movies.
maybe cult movies.
Cult or not immediately available. Like I just got one of your favorites, A Long
me?
Kiss Goodnight on 4K.
Oh, Kiss Goodnight.
Arrow just released it on 4K.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, with and Deep Blue Sea also.
Not a
was one of
favorite. No, I'm not of
the-
mine.
Deep Blue Sea is
Yes.
a
Yeah.
wonderful movie.
Yeah.
Deepest,
yeah.
bluest, my head is like a shark's fin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to bed listening to that.
Lulls
No.
you to sleep.
I truly enjoy physical media so much so that I want to do something with it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Physical media is very important to me. I think as a generation, We have become detached from art.
Oh, yes.
No, yeah.
Because it is everywhere. It is easily accessible. It is blink of an eye, there and gone. But with physical media, you can literally hold the product of someone's creativity,
Mhm.
and I think that's incredibly important.
Mhm.
It also makes it more real when you have it,
Mhm.
right? Versus just something that's out there in the ether. I love streaming, but it's not a substitute.
Yeah. I am 100% in agreement. In fact, Pink, I don't know if you were watching that episodes, but we did, when we do our What's Poppin's segment of the show, Noel and I brought in VHS art pieces.
Yeah.
That we had got, which are recent films that are not available on VHS that were created or that were converted into art pieces on VHS that were like hand painted and put together in such a way that he put trailers in front of the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
cool.
really big into physical media. Obviously, I own a comic book store. I try every so often to read digital comics, and it just does not do the same thing. Same thing with novels. Like I bought so that I could read in bed. My family goes to sleep, and then I'm awake for another 2 to 3 hours. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get one of those a Nook. So I got a Nook on Facebook Marketplace for super cheap, and I loaded a bunch of books onto it. And I still read the hard copies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So digital doesn't really do it for me. And then there's so many things that I like that are not available. Like you said, you just can't get them anywhere. Or if they are available, they'll be gone
Yeah.
without any notice.
Yeah, and like I'll bring them in eventually. TerraVision is one that's located in New York, and they do vinyl, VHS, and Blu-rays. They had a partnership with Paramount Scaramount. They're doing like a
I haven't heard
co-branding
of
thing.
Yeah.
Scare 'em out.
And they had
I love
a
it.
limited run VHS of the Monster Squad, which I was able to
Wait,
grab.
did I miss it?
Oh yeah, dude. It happened in like October and it didn't arrive until February.
That's cool.
And Rumpelstiltskin. Do you remember that horror movie? The cover, like evil Rumpelstiltskin.
No.
Oh my God.
It's a purple VHS and it's wonderful. I'll bring that, and I played them. I watched Rumpelstiltskin the other day in my office on VHS. It's wonderful. But yeah, physical media all the way. If I was independently wealthy, I would literally open up a rental place,
Yeah.
a video rental place.
Oh yeah.
I
would frequent that rent.
I think there like also too like it's coming back around horseshoe style, like everything old is new again.
Mhm.
You know, like the 80s and 90s nostalgia is like we were at a ball game. My wife and I were at a ball game, and there was 2 young girls who asked us to take their picture for them, and they had a little digital point and shoot camera. And she proceeded to explain to me, like, oh, just through the viewfinder and click the button. I was like,
And you're like, I know.
Yeah. Thanks.
Don't explain your magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
Bravo.
Don't cite your magic.
part of me, like Sam would have been mortified, but part of me wanted to be like, wait, which button? Like
Wait.
this one? I don't understand. I was
What's
just
this for?
yeah. Oh, I think I just deleted all your images.
Also, vinyl. One of the nice things about current vinyl is, like I'm not a bin digger. Like I don't go fiddling through the bins
One of
for
my
old
best
vinyl.
friends, and it's really fun to go to record stores with her. She finds the best stuff.
But I really enjoy modern vinyl, like reissues and stuff, because they will hire an artist to do a painting, and then they'll do the liner notes in a very special way. It'll come with like a fold out and all this stuff. So it becomes like this experience of not just having the music that you want on vinyl, but it's also this artistic representation of the thing.
Oh yeah, man.
And I love that.
It's like a nice to have, and it makes me appreciate the shit more.
Now, that being said, Sushan and I are moving, our family, and Kai, he's coming with us. It's not just the 2 of us. We're going to go get some cigarettes. We'll be right back.
It's his first lesson. We're gonna move and see if he finds it.
Yeah. But that shit is heavy. I have so many omnibuses and albums and DVDs.
Yeah, this is every time. This is a point of contention. Also, too, like I've come to the realization too, like the way that I've decorated my office with like walls of shelves.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna stay there.
Yeah, you can't leave. Yeah,
I'd
you
have
can't
to-
be buried
I'd have to
there.
dismantle the shelves to like.
It's like
move them
King
down.
You
Tut's
cleared
tomb.
one shelf for your cats, though.
I did clear a cube for the cat.
And
That's
his,
really
his little
cute.
picture of the cat just
Yeah,
like
that's really
sitting
cute.
in. Anyway, hi.
So much.
There's the show. Christopher Goodnight's in the chat saying, "Hey all, I'm joining late. Just got out of the movie Drop."
Yeah.
Noel, I wanted to know what movie was it that you were seeing? The kids were talking again. You posted the other day about
Yeah.
not wanting to hear.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I on social media I posted a thing that I.
Oh, People's Tight Five.
Yeah. Okay.
saw that
So yes, I saw Drop last night at a press screening, a public press screening.
Yeah.
It was a solid movie. But they weren't kids that were being loud. It was full blown adults who couldn't shut the fuck up. So I'll do it really quick. There was a dude behind us, like my wife's seat was getting kicked, and then there was a dude behind us who was practicing his, stand up every single time there was a small break in the movie or a lull. In particular, like the call and response of it. And I am not such a purist that it's like, can't hear a mouse in the theater.
Yeah.
If you're with the movie and you're like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Why would they do that? Like, that's different.
Yeah.
That's being with the movie.
It also
React.
read the room,
Yeah.
Yes, also.
right?
That's being with the movie. That's fine. He was just like, any time to jump in with a one-liner that was slightly loud, and some people would giggle, some people would moan. But there was one particular scene where they were both like they're on a date, and the two people are talking about their very intense trauma and like crying with each other. And it's a pretty effective scene for like one of these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
Chris probably knows the scene I'm talking about abuse. And as soon as there's a bit of a lull in the conversation and they both look at each other with like tears in their eyes, he just behind me just goes, "That's pretty heavy for a first date, am I right?" And
Am I right? Am I right?
swear to Christ, I looked at Sam and I was like, we're going to move over there. We literally got up and walked over to the other side of the auditorium. And then the people behind me on that side were doing it also.
God damn it.
And I did say shh
Yeah.
at one point very loudly. And she responded with, "I don't have to shush, you fucking shush." So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. But besides that, the movie was awesome.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, it could have done with 20 less minutes, but
Why
it was
would
good.
you pay that? Why would you pay the exorbitant amount of money that one must pay to go to a movie and get snacks just to fucking talk the whole time?
I think it's main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because everyone thinks that they're the main character, making their own content, doing their own thing.
Like, I promise you, I swear to God, I did not spend $20 to listen to you.
Yeah, I was pretty ready to like cancel my unlimited subscription and just like fuck everything. I have tickets to go see Thunderbolts, I think.
Oh,
And I
I'm
told-
very excited for Thunder.
I told Sam, I was like, "Do you want me to just cancel these? I'll just go on my own at like 8 a.m. You don't have to bother with this shit. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Because both of us were pretty livid. Yeah, I'm not absolute purist about it, but like, don't be an asshole.
Yeah, man.
It makes everything. It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's for us,
Yeah.
right?
For everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
but
Do you
I-
know what movie not this people talk about broke down Palace Hell? I bet Noel and Alice haven't even heard of it.
I haven't. I don't know what you're talking.
Understand that sentence.
fair.
Do you know what movie not
I
this
haven't.
people talk about
right.
broke down Palace Hell?
Broke Down Palace is a movie with Claire Danes and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
I don't know what people talk about and ever heard. You know what? Clarify in the chat. We're going to move on to our next topic
Yes.
though, because
Hey,
we
Thank you,
are
though,
on a
Chris.
schedule.
And also Pink.
Yeah,
Thanks
Pink,
for
that
the-
was
thanks for
wonderful.
writing in.
Yeah.
So,
Also, yes, I do keep physical media.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh no. Oh.
It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. I was joking. I do have.
Alice, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're pieces of shit.
Yeah, we
No, I distracted.
old mansplained. No.
Hold on. So I think what
Oh.
Pink means by physical media.
Yeah, I mean, were you?
Yeah, explain it
Did
to
you?
me.
Do you?
Wait, do you know what can you
Like,
explain mansplaining to me? What is mansplaining?
I know we kind of talked about it, but like you understand what we mean by boutique, right?
Yes,
Boutique
I
Blu-ray?
do.
You know what a Blu-ray is, yeah?
No, I don't.
I-
Oh,
God
it's a disc. It's just like a
Spend 20 more minutes.
but that's not even 4K.
Yeah.
4K.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Do you have a favorite piece of physical media?
All the Scream movies.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
On what
Scream movies
format?
and Star Wars DVD.
We should find her VHS.
I
that
would
she could just look at.
fucking love a VHS.
I spent so much time on eBay trying when I got that VHS player with the TV and the spinny. It's a spinny TV with a VHS player in it. Shut up, Dylan. And I was like, I
He
want
does this when he plays a movie.
The first movie I wanted to get on VHS was Scream.
Butts.
Yeah. Butts.
And there's multiple ones. I don't know if you remember this, but each VHS had a different character on the front.
Oh
Yeah, there was a Nev Campbell one, a Drew Barrymore one, a Courtney Cox one, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was the poster one.
So I spent too much time trying to track down the Nev Campbell one with the over the mouth thing. Or that was Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore was over the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was like.
Yeah.
And,
Anyway,
But yeah, Scream and Star Wars. All the Star Wars movies.
all Star Wars movies? Oh, wow.
I do have.
Including the prequels. That was Costa's. Costa brought that into the mix. I had the original trilogy.
I haven't.
I don't have the sequels.
Do you have the original pre? Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I have the old
Pre-special editions.
the old
Oh, no, I don't.
CBS Fox
Mhm.
trilogy set that is like the pre-special edition ones, and then I also have the first special edition re-release on VHS. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway,
It's okay. I was
so your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to watch all the Mission Impossible movies, and we break them down. As a reminder for anyone watching this for the first time, these are the first time you have seen these
yes,
movies,
I have never seen all these movies.
and you remember some of them, and they all blend together.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Nailed it.
So let's
Yeah.
pretend
Boom.
like it's new all around, and I'm just mildly obsessed with all of them.
Yeah.
So we're
I don't know how to be mildly obsessed. How does one do that?
there's not enough space in my brain for like one thing to be obsessed about, so I just like sliver off chunks of obsessions.
Fair enough.
I'll hang out with this one for a while, and then
Quick
I'm
sidetrack.
Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, I knew those. I've actually
Mission
never seen any of those
Impossible.
either.
Fast and Furious.
That's like okay, I'll pick Mission because I think they're more valuable
Mhm.
for the art form,
Sure.
but that really is like steak or chicken nuggets.
I'd rather have steak. Are you saying it's an impossible question?
But yeah,
Like, that's
sometimes-
Can I have a
super
steak?
easy.
hey man, but sometimes chicken nuggets, fucking all.
Oh, of our banger. Yeah, no, I get
right.
it. I get
So
it.
like
And that's
Depends
what
on your
you
mood.
want.
It's a mood.
because they both are
Gotcha.
heisty movies, but like Mission Impossible is like a straightforward competency porn kind of thing, and
Mhm.
Fast and Furious is like
Incompetency porn.
yeah, it's,
What if someone
it's-
really bad at
it's
this?
basically superheroes jumping out of
thing.
planes
Yeah.
and stupid.
Yeah.
And
I've
everything
also
everything
never
like-
seen a single Fast and Furious.
Oh, they're next. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
You would like.
The light in your eyes.
You would like. I feel like we should have a couple beers and watch like, and you know what? We don't even have to watch all of them. Just like start at like 4.
Yeah.
And it's just
Down.
like, oh wow, okay. They're jumping off
So
of
down.
roofs and things with cars. Sure.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right, let's get into
so
it.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation PG-13 came out July 31st, 2015. This was directed by Christopher McQuarrie, written by Christopher McQuarrie, with story by Christopher McQuarrie and Drew Pierce. Synopsis as follows. Ethan and his team take on their most impossible mission yet when they
It's impossible.
when they
It's
have
just
to
gotten possibler.
when they have to eradicate an international rogue organization as highly skilled as they are and committed to destroying the IMF, known only as the Syndicate. Now, returning cast members: Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt, Simon Pegg as Benji Dunn, Jeremy Renner as William Brandt, and Ving Rhames as Luther Stickle.
Love Ving Rhames.
New recruits: Rebecca Ferguson as Isla Faust,
I do.
Isla?
Isla Isla.
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 They kept saying
Isla?
Isla, but like when I watched the closed captioning, I thought it should be Isla,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Isla
Isla
Faust.
Faust, yeah.
Sean Harris as the villainous Lane, and Alec Baldwin as CIA Director Alan Hunley. To which I will recite this bit of dialogue.
Oh, please. Oh, please. I think I know what it is.
Good character.
Hunt is uniquely trained and highly motivated. A specialist without equal, immune to any countermeasures. There's no secret he cannot extract, no security he cannot breach, no person he cannot become. He has most likely anticipated this very conversation and is waiting to strike in whatever direction we move. Sir, Hunt is the living manifestation of destiny, and he has made you his mission.
It's awesome.
That's this fucking movie in a nutshell.
So good. So
That's
good.
the whole series in a
And
nutshell.
That's a line delivered by a character who does not like him
At all.
who thinks he's actively trying to shut down IMF
Yeah.
and fold it into the CIA because it's all luck. Like, sure, they've done a bunch of stuff, but it's all luck.
It's got the vibe of like, I want to be your boyfriend, but I recognize that your ex-boyfriend is the coolest thing that's ever happened to humans. Can we still date? Like that's the tone of it, and he crushes it.
Acknowledging
Yeah,
how cool he was.
I am acknowledging that I will always be second place.
I forget how charming he is.
Oh, Alan Hunley or
Alec Baldwin.
He's wonderful in this movie.
Every
He's only
time
got,
he
like, 4
shows up
scenes,
in
he's
everything,
wonderful.
I'm just like, oh, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
The opening sequence with dialogue in the courtroom or whatever, like all of that between him and Jeremy Renner of just like, I cannot confirm or deny with the I cannot confirm or deny.
It's so fun.
Anyway, so following the incredible success of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, pre-production on Mission Impossible 5 was announced in August 2013 with Christopher McQuarrie, who completed uncredited rewrites on Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, announced as the director this time, with the intended release of Christmas 2015. Despite having many big writing credits to that point, McQuarrie has only directed 2 movies up until then. That was 2000's The Way of the Gun. I don't know if you remember that movie.
You like to fuck baby heads?
It was actually a pretty fun movie.
So I'm sorry.
What?
That is a line by Sarah Silverman in the cold open of the movie where she's a rowdy biker chick at a bar and she's trying to go after Ryan Felipe. I believe.
Ryan Philippe and Benicio.
Oh, you like
del Toro.
to fuck baby heads? And I went,
better out of
who is this and what's happening? I love her. Oh, it's Sarah Silverman.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
The
Way of the Gun.
Oh,
Sorry.
and 2013's Jack Reacher.
I still haven't seen it.
Which preceded the very popular TV show with Tom Cruise in the main role. So if you've seen the dude in the TV show, who is much more like the actual
He's
character
two
in the
Tom
books,
Cruises.
Yeah.
and then 5'7" Tom
Cruises.
Cruise.
Tom chooses.
Yeah, he is 2 Tom Cruises.
Yeah.
Stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
Also, 2.5 Tom Cruises wide.
In a trench coat.
So he's 2 by 2.5 Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Tom Cruise squared.
Dude, I was gonna say he's Tom Cruise squared. Yeah, in every direction.
So yeah, there's that. Also, writers Drew Pearce and Will Staples were hired to develop a screenplay that was later rewritten by McQuarrie himself. McQuarrie continues his rewrites throughout production, leading to him being the sole credited writer on the credits with the story by him and Pearce. And later I'll talk about how they rewrite this movie so much during production that they break down for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of production to just like figure out the ending.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this movie does not read like that to me.
No.
Mm-mm.
It feels toy.
Yeah.
These movies,
Snug.
especially, so like McQuarrie helped write the 4th one. And that kind of introduced the Syndicate as like a throwaway line. They were the bad guys in the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But just like mafia, not really like anti-IMF.
Right.
This is where the movies kind of find a groove and continue this kind of tone. So like with the first one, it was very like De Palma-esque and almost slashery.
Yeah.
Right?
So good.
The second one was just pure testosterone, weird shit with like flying guns and doves. The third one was hella emotional, very, very gripping, and more focused on almost the villain.
Mm-hmm.
These ones become much more like episodic adventures with the cast, almost like just like a giant budget TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And they stay in this tone for the rest of the way with threads that kind of connect. But this is like the beginning of what the Mission Impossible movies will be going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher McQuarrie likes to say that like every single one is a different style. But I honestly only aesthetically. Like from
This
Iron
doesn't
On.
really feel stylistically different than the last one, does it? To you?
No, that's what it like he
Feels
says
like the
they are.
same.
But I think he's only referring to like literal aesthetics and logistics as opposed to the kind of movie.
Gotcha.
Whereas if you look at 1, 2, and 3, different
Very
movies.
different. Those
Very
are different.
Very different.
These
movies, yeah.
ones, they've kind of leveled in on the characterization of Hunt, the kinds of things that happen. Like, like it's like a formula, and they'll change up techniques and aesthetics. Like it'll be blue or it'll be like
I see.
they make them different looking, but these are how the movies are now.
Yeah.
Right.
Base layer.
Yeah, kind of. Principal photography began August 2014 in locations including Vienna, Casablanca, London, and Leavesden Studios in Hertfordshire.
Nailed it.
I did. That was pretty
You
good.
did. You nailed it.
It didn't go off without a hitch, but other productions of other Mission Impossible movies will go off much more rockier than this one did. So
Much more hitchless. Or no, you don't.
Numerous more
so many hitches. Lots of hitches.
lousy with hitches.
Lousy with
Like a hitch factory.
Yeah.
What's like a murder of crows? What's a lot of hitches? A wagon of hitches?
a wagon of hitches.
A Smith.
A Smith of wishes?
A Will Smith of hitches.
Oh, fuck. Did we make that joke before?
No, same reference. Different setup, different punchline. I want you to know that when you said without a hitch, I grinned to myself, remembering the last time I made a dumbass hitch joke. I was like, oh yeah.
Every time somebody says
I delighted myself.
hitch, you think like that.
Mitchie in the chat said, is the Bourne series in the same family as Mission Impossible?
No.
You mean like literal family or no? No, they're not. They're different.
They feel very different to me. I think Bourne's supposed to be more realistic.
If Jason Bourne was watching a spy movie, it would be Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Like they don't exist in the same reality. Our Moon jumped in. I totally agree. This movie really hit the stride. I feel like 4 was a transition into this style of movie. You are not incorrect. I actually feel that same way too. It's hard to talk about this movie without just like focusing on the stunts. This was a lot of like things happened in the other 2 movies where he jumped in with stunts. They started this whole movie with the idea of him hanging off of a plane.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It was supposed to be at other points in the movie, but then they ended up just putting it at the very beginning.
Right at the beginning.
So originally it was supposed to be like the what would you call it? The outro
Climax?
to the movie. Like after it like kind of if you think of a post-credit sequence, but before the credits. It's basically like, okay, we've finished this whole film. Here's the next Mission Impossible, and so that's what they were supposed to do, and then they decided to put it in the front. Yeah.
So the filming of that started September 14th. Filming of an action scene featuring Ethan climbing and hanging on the outside of a flying Airbus A400M Atlas, not to be confused with the character from It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
Took place
Classic
at the
confusion.
RAF Wittering near Stamford in the UK. Tom Cruise performed the sequence, at times suspended on the aircraft over 5,000 feet in the air without the use of a stunt double. To pull off this particular dangerous stunt, the production team were given a limited period of only 48 hours at the Air Force Base, and the plane took off and landed 8 times before they had the perfect shot.
Now, by takes off and landed 8 times, they do not mean they took off, landed, Tom Cruise went and had a hot cocoa, and then came back. It literally landed, taxied, took off. Landed,
still
taxied,
attached
took
to
off.
the fucking plane.
Yeah, and it was so cold. How cold was it? I don't know. It was very cold.
So everyone on the ground was cold, 5,000 feet higher with 300-mile-an-hour winds in your face, cold.
Yeah.
He had a cable attached to his...
I was just going to ask.
He was cabled in and holding on with his hands, but because of the scene, no gloves, no under armor or anything like that to like protect himself from the cold. They put him in a gray suit.
Yep.
Why?
North by Northwest.
That's right.
Starring Cary Grant. First of 2 Hitchcock references in this movie.
So he was just hanging on the plane. The other cool part of it was that he had to have contact lenses the size of his eye, like really thick contact lenses that go over the whole
wrapped
cornea.
around his eyeball.
Because if anything, a piece of dust hit him at that speed and that level, he would like lose his vision.
He got pegged with something while that was happening, and it hurt him so bad that he was afraid to look after he was done. Turns out it was the tiniest nothing, but it hurt so bad that he thought like, I've broken something or something is in me now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm going to live with this pebble.
Yeah.
He is insane.
He is. Honestly, I think this is what Scientology does to you.
I was saying this to JD before, like part of the reason I'm having so much fun watching these movies is because I'm watching it and I'm knowing like he did this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he fully did this.
There is something to be said about the fact that we like part of the stories of these movies is that he does go out there and do stuff, and it genuinely does make it a different experience.
It does.
And they go out of their way, like they still use digital effects, they still use plate shots, but they do the things and then clean up around it. So like the diving sequence, him jumping into that big iris.
That stressed me the fuck
He
out.
jumped that length into a mat, but then they just digitally put everything around it to make it look like he was jumping through the iris. But to not have that to still do that physical space of like jumping and falling that far down was something he actually did. It's like an old school Jackie Chan trick where they they would actually balance on these things. Yeah, there'd be green screen underneath and do this, but he was doing the stunts so you could actually see them trying to like keep their bearings and do the stuff. It was so incredibly cool.
That whole underwater scene, I was having flashbacks to the time I went scuba diving and had a terrible time. And I was like, how is he doing this? I was so stressed out when I was scuba diving.
We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah.
November of that year, just 2 short months after being on the side of a fucking plane, Tom Cruise trained under driving specialist Kirk Crack, real name, to be able to hold his breath for 3 minutes to perform an underwater sequence, which was filmed in a simple long take without any edits. Though the scene in the movie was cut with several edits in between, they actually just performed it in one long take, giving the impression that the scene was having several takes. It sucks, but whatever. However, the stunt coordinator claimed that Cruise held his breath for over 6 minutes during some of those takes and preps.
Yep.
No.
The way that they accomplished that, like it wasn't a giant tank and there was like a circular kind of pattern to it, but they digitally added all of the, like the rest of the set around him. And did you listen to, so some of this research we did was a wonderful podcast series called Light the Fuse, which is an official Mission Impossible podcast. Yeah.
Love that.
It's really good.
Stuff that I didn't know that they did. So like the sequence itself is he has to go underwater into like a big coolant tank with a bunch of reactors of computer shit, and he has to like move a switchboard. But all of these rotating arms that are constantly like moving around and emptying and opening other switchboards are whipping around. So they wanted to capture the speed. So instead of moving them around fast, they moved the camera around them fast.
And it's so effective. When I found that out, I couldn't believe it. Like he's stationary, he's not moving, but because of the camera movement, it feels like
So he's just doing his thing, and the camera on the arm is like moving around, so it gives this impression of just like whipping back and forth. So and he dies.
Yeah. That surprised me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my man's just dead? Oh, okay, cool.
The character dies. That's the end of the movie. It's great. So and then we did learn that Rebecca Ferguson also got pretty competitive with him in regards to like the stunt work.
I love that.
They had a friendly competition. Yeah, and she was able to hold her breath that long as well.
Yeah. And
awesome.
Love that.
There's a jovial nature to Tom Cruise and how he just like is very, very safe and all kinds of things, but then he fucks with everybody around him at the same time.
Like Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
In the car.
Yeah, like turning on his heat, like they're in Morocco sweating their asses off in that car chase, and he just like will turn on the car heater or the seat heater.
The seat heater with it, yeah. And so him and Simon Pegg would like be punking each other with the car heater, the heat seater.
Meanwhile, having to like be in like the most intense thing.
Yeah.
But
and my favorite part of that story is Tom Cruise has to get out of the car for whatever reason. And of course, he's the one really doing the driving because the stunt driver didn't have anyone better than Tom Cruise, apparently. He's just that good at everything. And so he leaves the car, and Simon Pegg asks the crew to come over and give him a little piece of black tape. So he puts a little piece of black tape over the little light that lets you know that the seat heater is on. And he would just turn it on, and he could see Tom Cruise like looking, and it's like, can't figure out why he's so hot. It's because he was hiding the light from him. Very cute.
Oh, that was, I'm sorry. That's what I meant about like, because he's a Scientologist. Like you don't have contact or information from the outside world. You just get like hyper focused on things. So like instead of being on social media, my dude with his unlimited resources is like, I'm going to learn how to fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
And he just does that for 40 hours a week. Okay.
There's
it's so weird.
From
like,
all the research
of things
with all of these Mission Impossible movies, I've heard so many stories from so many people involved with the production of all of these films and just how great Tom Cruise is.
When you're unencumbered by life,
He's always the first to, if anything goes wrong, he is the first one to rally the troops and get in there, roll up his sleeves with the crew.
During editing and writing and stuff, like they were like, he's not a special effects wizard.
Yeah.
But they were trying to finish something because I'll talk about it a little bit, but the production schedule got moved forward 5 months because they were supposed to come out at the same time as The Force Awakens and something else at the end of 2015. So they were like, Paramount was like, hey, do you guys think you can finish in July instead of December? So they had 5 less months to finish the movie.
Oh my God.
So Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie were like showing up in the edit bays and the special effects offices and like at 2 a.m. being like, do you guys need anything? Is there anything we do to help you out? I'm here for you. Let's go. Teach me how to do it. I'll do it with you. Like just fucking wild stuff.
God.
But yeah, when you're unencumbered by life and you live in your own bubble that is filled with sunshine, you have the capacity to like do all these crazy, wonderful things. It's rarefied air. I don't know if God has that much bandwidth.
Nice.
But anyway, February 2015, still during production, filming was halted to give McQuarrie, Cruise, and an unknown third person time to rework the film's ending. During pre-production, they did open a writer's room to break stories, so it could have been anyone. That third person, we don't know who it is. It could have been Simon Pegg, could have been J.J. Abrams. They could have brought back Drew Pearce. We know the truth. It was Alison Costa.
It was me. Yeah,
the two of you brought together.
We're one person.
Like Jared Hess, your screen name is like the couple.
Yeah,
makes sense. What I adore about this movie is that it's an exercise in reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Narratively and action-wise, it starts with the biggest stunt, and it ends with just a foot chase and a box. And it's so cool. Like they keep reducing and reducing to the point where it's just like 2 men staring at each other, and it's so emotionally satisfying.
Even before that, I forget about that because that little foot chase is pretty brief. But like the way I remember the ending, except for that, is like just like the quick wrap up, is the conversation at a crowded outdoor restaurant, like a cafe, and it's just a conversation, and it's so tense.
How did you feel about Lane?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. My one problem with this movie
subtitles.
Is
do you have to use subtitles?
No. Why? Because he's such a quiet.
He talks like this.
I always use subtitles. So
Ethan Hunter.
My only problem is that it's not Philip Seymour Hoffman. In that, and I don't mean him specifically. I mean he does not bring anything to that role of being the nemesis, right? The head of not Spectre, the Syndicate. That he's just not super villain charming in any way. It really is just a nobody white guy. Kind of looks like from was it Falling Down?
Sure.
Remember the movie Falling Down?
Yeah, Douglas.
Yeah, Michael Douglas from Falling Down. He's got that haircut and glasses, and he just kind of talks like this. And it's just, he's fine. But I don't find him as intimidating as some of the other villains.
I think he works as a polar opposite to Ethan Hunt, though. Like he is the absolute polar opposite. Like their energies just don't align and aren't like they're matched at the same level of gregarious and or open to tight and measured.
Oh, I could see that.
You know, like
Bizarro.
Yes,
Hunt.
Bizarro
Hunt.
Yeah, Bizarro Ethan.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Bizarro Ethan Hunt.
But I just, every time he was on screen, I just like, oh man, I wish there was something more for him.
I did buy him being you couldn't guess what he was going to do.
Yeah.
That was it, like, and it was sold most by Rebecca Ferguson, who had to deal with him the most.
Yeah.
Like, she's actually afraid of this man.
Yeah.
So losing, let's see, from what I can find, what I can't find specifically, this was not shot in native IMAX cameras like the last movie was with certain sequences, but it did go through the DMR process, the digital media remastering for IMAX screens. And I did see it in IMAX, and I do think that it wasn't nearly as arresting as Ghost Protocol in theaters. I don't know why. Maybe McQuarrie doesn't care for shooting in IMAX. Maybe he does in the next movie. I'll have to look it up. But these are movies that are meant to be seen in the largest format you can.
Mhm.
Music. You looked up this. The music was composed by Joe Kramer, who had previously worked with director McQuarrie on The Way of the Gun and Jack Reacher. And he only used instruments and techniques that were available in the 1960s during the original show's run.
Yep.
That's so cool.
And it's so good.
Yeah,
it
it's
really
It's
is.
so good.
fantastic.
The sound design of this whole movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
I was listening to the podcast and stuff. The way that they would use sound design along with the score, specifically in like the motorcycle chases and stuff, was really great.
Oh yeah.
Instead of having the of the motorcycle the whole time, they would only give you the sound of the motorcycles bouncing off of the trucks that they pass, kind of a thing.
So good.
Yeah.
And then had score kind of fill in the sound. So the Foley was becoming part of the score.
Mhm.
It's just an incredibly well done movie and score. I looked up Joe Kramer afterwards. It's TV work and some like radio plays and Doctor Who stuff. Like barely any other film.
That's crazy.
Yeah, credits. So they lost 5. Paramount had originally scheduled this in December of 2015, and they moved it up to July 31st of 2015 to avoid Star Wars and Spectre. Losing 5 months of post-production, completing of the film was a race to the finish. The film was officially completed at 2 a.m. on July 18th, 2015, 5 days before the premiere and less than 2 weeks before global release.
Damn.
Box office, $195 million in the US, $487.7 million in other countries, adding up to $682.7 million worldwide, the 8th highest grossing movie of 2015, and the 2nd highest grossing Mission Impossible film. Second to...
Protocol?
That's right.
Yeah.
During the DVD and Blu-ray release, December 15th, 2015, that is right, 5 months after the movie came to theaters and not 45 days, there was a
5 months.
comic book that was released with the DVD, written by Christopher McQuarrie and illustrated by Owen Freeman, who is most popular for the Lazarus covers.
Oh sure. Oh.
Yeah, so it's very painted. The comic book takes place in that
Cool.
6-month time gap where he is on the lam.
Yeah.
Because the movie just like 6 months later.
Set your watch.
Yeah.
6 months later.
Yeah.
Such a good bit.
So let's get into the critical reaction.
Okay.
Rotten Tomato score 94%.
Solid.
That is tied with Ghost
That's
Protocol.
Solid.
Both of them are 94%, whereas this one has an audience score of 87. I think Ghost Protocol was in the 70s.
Yeah, I believe you're.
Metacritic 75 out of 100. Cinema score A-. Would you like to read some of these?
Ty Burr of the Boston Globe says 3 out of 4 stars, calling it preposterously enjoyable, and said that it unfolds with fluid, twisty, old school. You moved the thing on me.
Oh, my bad.
I was reading. Twisty, old school pleasure, highlighting the performances of Cruise, Pegg, Ferguson, and Baldwin.
Richard Roper of the Chicago Sun-Times gives it 3.5 out of 4 stars, stating that the film keeps topping itself. However, he criticized the villain for not being too memorable or intimidating.
Oh.
Keeps topping itself from the bottom. Sorry.
Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times, McQuarrie's direction allowed Rogue Nation to stand out among the other films in terms of action and its inclusion of female characters. Hey, we love that.
Mhm.
Singling out Ferguson's
Ilsa.
Did we say Ilsa, not Isla? Ilsa, as uniquely empowered and action-oriented, also praising her scenes with Cruise.
A.A. Dowd of the AV Club remarked, rather than go full auteur on his formulaic material, McQuarrie instead offers a kind of greatest hits package. Rogue Nation marries the shifting loyalties of Brian De Palma's original to the kinetic action beats of John Woo's series Nadir, and an all-set piece structure of Brad Bird's series Zenith, adding an omnipotent villain not far removed from the one Philip Seymour Hoffman played in J.J. Abrams' entry. In the least visually or conceptually distinctive of the 5 movies, leaning on what's worked before rather than forging its own path. How dare you?
Yeah, the AV Club finds it derivative yet still enjoyable. And finally, Joe Morgan Stern of the Wall Street Journal praised Ferguson, but felt that she and Tom Cruise had zero chemistry on screen. What? Nonetheless, he praised the film for working ingenious changes on old tropes.
Cool. That's a good question. How did you guys feel about the chemistry twixt Ferguson and Cruise? Did you think that
I
they...
didn't think there was 0.
Yeah.
I thought there was more than 0.
And I liked, apparently they structured it more than 0.
They liked each other just
I think
fine.
They got along.
Apparently, the setup of their relationship was supposed to follow like a romance, like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the meet
I
cute
could
and
feel that.
yeah.
Yeah, the meet cute.
and then the heel turn in the middle, and then they come back together. It's kind of like I could see that.
I could see that. Yeah. I thought they were good together.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also liked that you never were 100% sure where her allegiances lay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she brings him back to life and is like, laters.
Yeah.
Well, she
Like,
kept
that's the
getting
only thing.
burned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're obviously gonna spoil a little bit of a
Spoiler.
15-year-old movie, 10-year-old movie.
And
Yeah.
I
I got reminded that I graduated college 10 years ago, and I got really sad about it the other day. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Talk to me when it's 20.
Oh, God.
So your first time going through, I think we know the answer to this, but your first time seeing this movie, how did you feel? Also, how did your fiance feel? Did he watch it with you?
He didn't.
Oh,
He
That's
didn't. He was
son of a
busy.
bitch.
He was busy at work. I was doing stuff
He
at
would
home.
love this movie.
I know. I'm gonna watch it again with him because I want it. I want him to see it. It was very, very good. I loved it. I really loved it. And I will say there was one part in the beginning. So I put it on towards the end. I was like finishing up a workout at home, and I was doing like a core workout towards the end. And I was like towards the end of it, I was like, let me put this on towards the end. And I'm like struggling doing this core workout, and Tom Cruise does that crazy thing with the handcuffs on the pole, and and I'm like, I literally said, I was like, oh, fuck off, as I'm like struggling to hold a plank. I'm like, fuck off. Like, what is that? Like,
can we
insane.
talk about the pole scene? So
It was insane.
I understand it's very dangerous and very cool that he hung onto the side of a plane. The sequence where he is bound to the pole and has to
Lifts his entire lower body and like shimmy up and release himself from the pole.
is one of my favorite stunts
It's
in
so
the
good.
entire series.
So fun.
It's so good. And it's just such this little touch that I was 100% sure that was digital in some way or he was on wires.
No, bitch did it.
Bitch did it. Bitch did it.
That's why I said fuck off as I'm struggling
Yeah.
to get through my ab workout.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
it-
why am I watching this while I'm working out? This is such a downer. Like,
You didn't find it motivating?
I did at one point, but as I'm struggling to hold a plank and he's doing that, I'm like, what am I doing?
It's such a good sequence. That whole
Incredible.
sequence is
Love
great.
this movie.
And it's got, that's one of the things about this movie that I really enjoy is that there's got a little bit more humor than I think than the last one. Like even just her doing the turn, grabbing the keys, tossing him the keys so that he can free himself, and then just
Yeah,
he can't reach
Can't get it.
the lock. So funny.
There's I think both 4 and 5 have a good decent amount of humor. The fourth one though was situational, in so much as like things were breaking and what do we do now?
Yeah.
And there was like glances
Whatever
and some
can go
comedic.
wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, that was the comedy. This is more character based. Like someone will do something ridiculous and it'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's much more character focused, and so it feels like a funnier movie. Like even the stuff in the car, the man dies and doesn't remember dying,
What
and
are you
he like
talking about?
he falls over a car trying to get in for a car chase, and he's just like, "Are you okay to drive? You just died." Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like a drunk man, and just like.
Yeah. He goes
proceeds
to
to-
do the cool guy slide over the hood of a car and just fucking eats it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
So
Yeah.
good.
And even in the very beginning, they start off with the plane sequence,
the door.
and Benji's in open the door. Benji, open the door. And he goes, okay, I open the door. And the back of the plane opens
The
up.
hangar
like,
door instead of the
"Wrong
side
door,
door. Yeah.
Benji.
But even getting in the plane
Yeah.
was a smack to the side and up and down.
Yeah.
Like
I
again,
would have killed a man.
bitch would have died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bitch would have died. But it's so comedic.
Yeah.
And I think a less confident star and director would not go for those beats, because even the conclusion of that scene where he ties himself into the thing, he's just like
He does the Kylo Ren shrug.
and then
Nice.
and then we cut away with his legs in the air.
Yeah.
Like it is
so good.
it is a propulsive movie, and it's just really fun.
Very charming.
I
So
loved there were certain moments where somebody would say something and they'd like make eye contact with each other and just like I loved those little like it was almost like Jim from The Office moments where
Yeah.
instead of looking at the camera, they were looking at each other. It's like
For the first time in this series, you get even the way that it's. Oh no, I'm sorry. I started watching Fallout. I'm talking about that. But you get the
spoil it,
sense.
I haven't seen it.
You get the sense that these people have been working with each other for a decade or two.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is a comfort in there, and the way that like Rebecca Ferguson's character just kind of slips into it, the way that they treat Hunley, there is a very kind of like welcoming clique vibe to this
Yes.
movie that wasn't in the other ones.
Yeah.
And I think it does have to do with them bringing in older characters as opposed to keeping introducing new team members.
Yeah.
It's found a happy balance. Really quickly, what are your thoughts on this movie? Did you remember before? How do you feel? Anything new?
So after famously giving the last one, what would you call it? A rating. And I think you said something about like, I mean, this is it for the rest of the series. Like if this,
Yeah, that was the beginning of the tone. Yeah.
this one immediately out the gate, I thought was more charming, funnier. It had more character moments that I really reacted to, and the pole scene really strikes me. The fact that Rebecca Ferguson shows up, like
I love her.
she's so good in this movie, and she
Yeah.
fits so well.
We
I
haven't
think.
even talked about the opera scene, and we don't have time to.
Yeah.
But
Opera scene's the best.
Yeah. Second of the references to
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. Yeah. I was flabbergasted at how good this was and how into it I was. Like it was such a roller coaster of good times. I just really loved it.
I make it a self-care date to see these movies when they come out in the best spaces I can, because I find them so comforting and so wonderful and so charming and impressive. Like from a craft standpoint of like filmmakers and actors at the top of their game technologically and technically, it's so incredibly enjoyable. From like a visceral entertainment value, it's so incredibly enjoyable. From they actually did that kind of perspective, it's so incredibly enjoyable. Like there
half
is
the time I'm like, how did he do this?
it's
I felt like it had stakes from the record store scene on.
Oh, that scene was so good.
Right. What a great scene. And like it really sets up.
they did so much with
threat.
so little. The idea of this probably younger agent just like, oh, you're a real thing.
Are you really him?
And then he watches her get shot in the face. Like,
Yeah.
that spoke to the core of this character's drive. And then also too, it'll carry on. Like the idea of you constantly make decisions to save your team members instead of averting disaster. And it wouldn't be cool without it.
And I
Even the
realized,
rec- oh,
oh
sorry.
God, no.
Even the record store scene
Mhm.
when he's first listening to the record and you think it's like a new mission for him.
Oh, that's such a good turn.
And then it's a turn and it's like, yeah, you helped capture the syndicate. Well, this is the syndicate and your mission, should you choose to accept it? And I'm like, what? Like
That was a really good reveal.
It was
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
And what was the other thing about the record store? It's gone. Go ahead.
Well, let's do ratings. Who wants to go first?
I need to be reminded of my
Okay.
previous rating.
So Alice, Mission Impossible, 3.5.
Okay.
M:2.
Yes.
2.
Valid. Valid. I stand by that. Might be a little high.
M:3. 4.
Okay. Yes.
M:I-Ghost Protocol, 3.85.
Oh. Wow.
I'm giving this one a 4. It's tied with 3 for me. I really, really enjoyed this. The opera scene was peak for me.
Yeah.
Like just that whole sequence was
Their
so
first date?
fantastic. Yeah.
And then they go up on the roof and they slide down and they just like walk off hand in hand
Yeah.
as everything comes crashing behind them.
Yes.
So fun.
Oh, it's just so good.
Me turn.
Flute as the gun. Sorry.
Oh, the flute is so good. Oh, and also I didn't even realize there were, the scene at the opera where they're on those what would you call them?
Flies.
Catwalks.
Yeah.
Flies. And the fact that they were trying to get the same format as the car sequence.
Oh, yeah.
The garage sequence.
The car needs we need a car park scene. Yeah.
Car park. Yeah, the car park scene from the last movie,
That
but on foot.
that fight does clear most of these action sequences, but
Yeah.
this movie is, I think, holistically better.
That's a good scene.
What's your rating?
So yeah. My highest rating was for MI3,
Mhm.
which was a 4.5.
Mhm.
This is 4.25. It is below MI3, but I want to say above everything else.
All right.
Yeah. 4.25 for me for this one.
I'm like saving like my higher ratings. So I'm hoping like I like another one better.
Hey, live in the moment. Live
You
in
know
the
what? Valid. I'm still gonna give it a 4, but valid.
I am gonna go with 4.36.
Ah. What's your highest one so far?
This one.
This one?
Oh damn!
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I think it's
4.36.
emotionally it's
Very
not
specific.
better than MI3,
Mhm.
but behind the camera and just how this was put together, it is a more impressive sit. It is a more
good.
engaging, like Mission Impossible 3 goes for my heart. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation goes for my brain, my heart, and makes my heart and gets my blood pumping a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like MI3 is guttural. It's effective. This movie is just like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Like it's more, for lack of a better word, impressive, even though
Yeah.
both of these are awesome.
Right.
I can't believe that they went into production like without a finished script.
Right?
You know,
That
I was-
almost impresses me.
I was listening to Striking Out, Tansy Gardam Going Rogue podcast.
Yes.
God damn it, she's so good.
Love that
And
podcast.
she's doing a whole thing on the writer's strike, and
Yes.
she starts off that season with a 2-parter on
Oh, was it James Bond?
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of
Yes.
Solace.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what kind of a
That
mess
whole-
that is.
That was so crazy. That
Yeah.
whole I
Yeah,
love.
it's a
that
good story.
podcast.
I wish she had more episodes so I could
I
listen to
know,
more
me
of her.
too. I've listened to all of them, and I'm like, I want more.
Now what?
That's Going Rogue by Tansy Gardam.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Turn
So-
that first from this
So
guy?
really quick,
Yes.
the budget of this movie was 150 million. The global box office was 688.9 million.
Yes.
Holy
So far, total gross. No, hang on, we'll do budget. Total budget of these 5 movies has been $650 million.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
That's not including advertising. We'll toss in another 3.
Sure.
Why not? So $950 million. Globally, the box office combined has been $2.7 billion.
holy shit.
Even if we take out the budget and the production and like the marketing cost, that it clears $2 billion globally.
Oh my.
So these movies are making money hand over fist. Like they invest 600 million and they make 2 billion.
Yeah.
Like
That's wild.
You know what kind of strikes me about those facts is that I don't know anyone other than the 3 of us who bring up or ever talk about the Mission Impossible movies.
right?
I realized watching this one, just the experience of revisiting all of these Impossibles.
Mhm.
This might be my favorite action franchise.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's just so good. Even the ones that are bad are just so goddamn fun. But yeah, no one ever talks about Mission Impossible other than like, Tom Cruise did a crazy stunt.
Well, this is first of all, I don't know if anything will ever have that kind of cultural impact ever again.
Yeah.
With the fact that we have 8,000 channels and 8,000 things yelling at us.
Yeah.
But this is also like the Avatar quandary. Is it culturally relevant?
Right.
It makes $2 billion by just existing.
And no one talks about it.
But has it penetrated the culture or the popular culture? I think it has. Both of these have. But no, yeah, they're not like. I don't. Their appointment. People still go see them.
Yeah.
But I think this is media for the normies. This is media for the masses.
Yeah.
We're always stuck in our hyper specific like
Not
kinks.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not chill.
Like
vibe.
we know the horror stuff. We know the nerd stuff. This is for everyone else, and we
Yeah.
just overlap with it. People seem to still give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
So average rating of this movie is 4.2, just barely
Pretty good.
under the average rating of MI3 at 4.25.
Yeah.
So
I
far,
love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
by average, our favorites are MI3 and Rogue Nation.
That tracks.
MI3, Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol, MI1, and MI2.
For MI3 and MI5.
So guys, I think we did it.
I think I would rewatch any of these at any point.
I definitely need
Even
to watch this
MI2.
one with Costa.
Even MI2.
Even MI2.
It would
is
be the
on.
last
I'd be
one I
like,
would
oh,
revisit.
cool. I would
But like
I would fast forward to scenes.
some of the bits.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the car scene with the oh my god, yeah, I would
The
make out in a car or whatever. Yeah,
I
Yeah, their meet cute is
they're me cute.
head-on collision.
Insane chase in convertibles.
I know we don't have time, but one thing I noticed about the very strong, physically capable female character in this movie is that they still go out of their way in a scene where all the men in the room, in the sewer, are looking away from her.
I knew it.
And she's getting changed. You get huge side boob scene. Like they specifically show her topless getting side boobed, even though every man in the actual scene is looking away from her. And I just thought, well, that's a
Tom
choice.
Cruise has like just died.
It's. I mean,
What's that?
He had like just like
Yeah,
almost
Tom Cruise was dead.
yeah.
it is a choice. It's a tropey choice. It's
Yeah.
it's a genre choice.
I was just curious how we felt about it. I mean,
Anyway.
because on one hand, I feel conflicted because on one hand, I have a male gaze, which means I like seeing some side boob. But on the other hand, it does make me go, they were doing so well with this character, but then all of a sudden it was like,
Boobies.
It was also preceded by her like slowly walking out of a pool in a bikini. Like
yeah.
this is to me, it wasn't.
Even the poster
me-
of this movie is her
With
with,
her leg
leg up,
Yeah,
well, I was
out of the slit.
just gonna say her dress at the opera was up to her crotch, like slit. Like
the movie does.
she looked fantastic.
The
but-
movie presents her in every way as a sex. She uses her sexuality, her sex appeal as a weapon for
Does
the
she?
majority of. Doesn't she?
Does she? Do you think so?
She. All of her moves are legs to face. She uses her like everyone's underestimation
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
as her weapon.
Sure.
And then all of her choices, wardrobe wise, are to either have somebody either underestimate her or not pay attention to what she's actually
You know
trying
what it
to
is?
do. Like that's using her natural ability.
I think what the difference is that there are decisions that the character makes, like the dress, right? And maybe trying to get someone to notice
Mhm.
her physicality as opposed to something else that she might be doing. And then there is the camera,
Yeah.
being like, this is not a decision that this character is making. This is, look at the boobs.
Well,
You know what I mean?
The camera being the eye of God.
Yeah.
In regards, I mean, it didn't bother me in the context. It's not like
Yeah.
it was.
It's not like I was offended by it.
She was.
but it was just like, oh,
She was changing.
You did
Like it
that.
wasn't like you have no reason to change in this scene.
sure.
Yeah. So it wasn't. I don't know.
I did think it's funny. She changes into that outfit, and then the next scene, all of a sudden, she has a skin tight leather motorcycle outfit. Like they brought that for her.
Yeah.
They just went shopping and got her a skin tight.
Here you go. It matches the rest of us.
Yeah.
No.
Did you guys bring her thing? Oh, we need her outfit. Bring her outfit.
So they did a scene transition between the two, and I kind of.
That on when you're all wet.
She did a scene transition. They probably powdered it for her.
Did you, Johnny? Did you bring the powder?
Yeah.
Okay, powder it up.
But no, it's all cool and stuff. Like, hey, bone doctor.
Bone doctor.
Yeah. Did you bring the powder?
Fucking guy.
Johnny, give her the powder.
Yeah.
Like,
Bone doctor.
and they have time to do that in
I just
the
thought
middle,
that was so funny. I'm
in
like,
the
where did
middle
she
of an
get that
alley in Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like fun action movie tropes.
I
You
don't.
think too much about it.
Was
Yeah.
I mean, did you find the movie exploitative in regards to how they presented her on screen?
Not overall. I did clock the side
side
booby
boob?
scene.
I clocked
and
it too,
the-
but I
yeah, it didn't bother me a ton. And the freaking like, she pulled the gun like from between her legs,
Yeah.
like, but
The-
like,
her putting her leg up to stabilize the gun
yeah,
is fucking iconic.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah.
a
No, I
poster.
thought the
It's
same.
literally-
It literally is, and it should
Yeah.
be.
Like
and it's
she
evocative. It's great.
Yeah.
could beat up every Bond girl.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Anyway, I just
Hey.
it was something I noticed.
Mhm.
Thought it should be brought up.
So we all liked this movie.
Oh man,
Loved.
I could go home and rewatch it right now.
Well, you should probably watch Ghost Fallout.
Fallout
Probably
next one.
watch Fallout. Yeah. Am I Fallout? I don't know when we're gonna do it because there's a couple of breaks in schedule, but
I'm actively excited to watch this.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
Fallout, Dead Reckoning, and The Final Reckoning.
Oh man.
Is it actually the final reckoning though?
I mean, I hope they kill him. I'm not kidding.
I hope he
I'm not-
dies.
I'm not kidding. I actually hope they kill him.
Pink is in the chat saying,
Yeah.
JD, boutiques go all out. A pre-order just closed for a limited 6-disc print
Yeah.
of Fulci's The Beyond, including a version with a brand new soundtrack.
Pink, I have
Whoa.
on my social media is only now boutique stuff
Yeah.
and announcements. So like on Reddit and Blue Sky and stuff, I just get like everybody sharing that they did the pre-orders or they got them off and stuff. It's
I can't.
ridiculous.
I'm so poor. I can't.
Oh, I
afford
can't
it.
buy any of them.
Oh,
but
yeah. You look at them.
the coolest one I have, I think, is probably the Super Mario Brothers set.
That's a pretty
That's
good one.
boutique.
Yeah.
That's Umbrella.
That's about as boutique as you get.
Yeah.
Our Moon, they have a great relationship. I love the fact that neither held it against the other on the occasions when they tried to kill each other.
Valid.
That's a great point.
Which is a dynamic that continues.
It's things that you have to let go of in relationships like that.
And
yeah.
the scene in the right.
Occasionally just forget that one
Hey,
tried to kill the other. It's just
Like
It happens at work.
listen, I've been dating Costa for 10 years. It's just
you
gotta let
tried
go
to
of
kill
these
him on a
things.
mountain,
Hey.
and he's pretty chill with it.
He's got that forever. you know?
Yeah.
Listen, his eye is okay now. He's fine.
She
talk about
asks
that
him
another time.
when she asks him to just go away with her.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
What a great scene.
It's a
Yeah.
third option.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Good. We're done. We're done.
We
It
did
was
it.
wonderful. We did it. Thank you guys for joining us. Next week, I have no idea what they're going to talk about.
Oh, is it just me and you?
Yeah,
You
it's just
too.
me and you. What are we going to talk about?
Probably Scream.
No, for that.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna hold off on doing Scream stuff until
I know, I'm
the new
kidding.
movie comes out. So
I'm
quit
kidding.
asking,
On your
Chris.
Oh.
Yeah. So join us next week every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. You can also join us inside the morgue with Alice and her co-host Jess. We normally have a audio only podcast called Fresh Floppies. We're taking a week off because moving and all kinds of other stuff. But you can find that in the same feed where you find this podcast. Anything else I'm missing?
No, man.
Thank you
Oh.
for joining us.
If there's anything you want Alice and I to discuss next week, email us at cultpopgo@gmail.com. Let us know.
Can I have veto power if I want to do it? And I can be like, no,
Yeah.
probably not.
I think that's valid. Yeah.
All right. Thanks
Well,
so much for.
Scream, we're definitely saving for.
Oh, yeah. For my birthday. Oh, and thank you, Dylan.
Oh yeah, thanks, Dylan.
Love you, Dylan.
You're great.
Why are you so cool?
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. And.
We'll talk at you later.
Do-do.
Cut. Fade to Black. Written and directed by
I have-
Christopher McQuarrie.